This is video number 5 in our Convertkit training series, and in this video we are going to look at automation. How you can create automation in Convertkit, how you can use different options available during automations, and how you can maximize your profit when you use automations. In automations, you can actually automate the whole flow. So what happens if someone enters your email list? So I'll show you one of that automation that we have created. So there are two lead magnets that at one point we set it up for testing. So this one is a newsletter sign up, and another one is some power words. So someone who enters this form, they enter their name and email address, or someone who enters their name and email address, they will enter this automation. So as soon as they enter this automation, they will start the newsletter welcome sequence. So this is a sequence. So they will start receiving the emails whatever are part of the sequence, and based on the what action they take in the sequence, these are different events. So in this newsletter welcome sequence, in one of the emails we have set it up asking people what level are they, a beginner, are they intermediate, or they're an expert. Depending on what link they click, they will be applied a tag. And now in this automation we are saying whenever they are applied a tag beginner, just bring them here. So they are waiting here, but if they click on the beginner tag and the tag is applied, they will automatically come here, and then they will be added to a beginner sequence. So now they will start receiving email for what a beginner should receive. If they qualify themselves as intermediate, then they will be applied the tag intermediate, and they will come to intermediate sequence, and whatever happens over there, and then finally the automation will be finished. So I'm going to create a quick automation to show you how it works. So you can change the name if you want. We'll leave it default. We'll click on create automation. So what happens when someone joins a form? Okay, so when someone joins, let's say this form, or someone is added a tag. So these are triggers for automation. You can use any of these triggers. So someone joins a form, or someone is added a tag, then you can use that. Or someone is a custom field, they have a field that you have created, or someone purchased a product, then you can use that as well. So let's start with the form first. Someone who used the form, we'll click on add event, and now our automation, we have started to build our automation. So right now nothing else is happening. They will enter this automation, then automation will end, nothing happen. So let's say 3 people came into this lead magnet form, and now you click on plus, and when you click on this, you can choose what you want to do. What action do you want to do? If someone came from this form, do you want to send them to email sequence? Do you want to add a tag? You want to delay something? You want to move subscriber, or to set a custom field? In the event, you can again do this, like when a tag is added. If you also see that description here says event will pull a subscriber forward in your automation when something happens, removing them from the previous step. So whenever this event happens, wherever they are in the sequence in the automation, they will simply jump to that step. Okay. And similarly, events can be triggered based on when a tag is added, tag is removed, on a date, or a product is purchased, or you can also customize some of those fields. In the condition, you can say if so and so happens, then do this. Condition checks if a subscriber matches when they reach this point, and will always be a yes or no, which means check for condition. If the subscriber have a tag so and so, then do next steps, and then if similarly for custom feeds. So let's start with action first. So we want to see that someone who signed up from this form, we want to actually add a tag to them. We'll start with the basics. So we'll search or create a new tag. So we'll say interested in my course, so add action. So if they enter through this form, they will be automatically applied this tag. And then you can also add them to an email sequence. So I also want them to add to, let's say, a email sequence. Okay, so what will happen? Someone comes in, they will have this form, then they will get this tag, then they will enter this sequence. Okay, and similarly, you can each step you can add multiple things. Okay. So now we have a form, we have a event action, and then we have another event. And let's say we want to say that whenever product is purchased, so we are saying don't have a product added, so let me go back one step. So let's say whenever we have one more tag which qualifies them as they have purchased a product, so let's say advanced. So what I'm saying right now is someone who is going through this whole automation, and someone, let's say, is at Facebook at beginner, but at some point identified them as advanced user. Either they clicked on a link saying that they're advanced user, so I really don't need them to be sending to the beginner. Then I can simply stop the sequence over there, or stop the automation over there, and whatever action that I choose next will happen. So whenever the advanced tag is applied to them, I can simply send them to a new email sequence. Okay, let's say this. So whenever someone is applied this tag, and this could be a product, like someone, you send someone to your beginner sequence, and while they going through a sequence, they actually bought your product, they bought your course or whatever you're offering, then there is no use of use to send them this beginner information, because they already have your course. Maybe then you want to send them to a student sequence. So let's say this advanced could be your tag which is like purchased my online course, and then this sequence could be student email sequence. So whenever they buy this, they will skip everything else, and they will simply come to this point onwards, and they will start to receive this sequence. You can also delay some of these things, and you can add a delay. So they added this tag, instead of sending the next step at the same time, you can delay it, let's say by 1 day. Okay, so after this tag is applied, before this step happens, there will be a delay of 1 day. So it will wait for 1 day, automation will wait for 1 day, and then it will do this task. So you can really do great things with automation. You can really build very complex automations and automate everything. And once you have created automation, you can simply click on this to automate, start the automation. And automation will only happen for the new subscribers. So if you had few subscribers, if let's say you were using this form PowerWords, and you had like 50 subscribers who are already signed up using this form, and today you created this automations, so nothing will happen to those 50 subscribers, though those won't enter this automation. Only the new people who will go to this PowerWords will enter this automation. Okay, so we went over subscribers, automations, landing pages, sequences, broadcast. So this was pretty much about Convertkit and how you can use it. You will have a good hands-on when you start doing things by yourself. Start experimenting with things and go through different pages, create test forms, test landing pages, test sequences, test broadcast, send emails to yourself, add yourself to the emails tool, and then create automations for yourself and test everything. So this is all about using Convertkit. There are some advanced things that you can use, but we'll talk about them in any of the future videos.